mighty Lido box. All my Lido toys kept in here. Captain Video spaceships and other related bling on the bottom. In the middle, Future Men, non-space figures, and a few non-space vehicles as well. And space figures, of course, on the top. And we're interested in this gentleman right now. The Beak alien with pistol, I think is what he's referred to as in certain collectors' circles. This is a soft plastic variant that was likely a cereal premium, although I'm not sure. Candy bar premium, cereal premium. To me, Lido has a sort of certain aura about them. I like the hands-on, kind of roughly fleshed out modeling, and all of the Lido space molds were destroyed in and around 1965 when the company finally succumbed to market pressures. And there will be no more, whereas, for instance, the Marx molds pretty much all exist. I bet the NPC stuff still exists. So you can tack off a couple names if I wanted to, but the point being that the Lido stuff is all gone. There will be no more of it unless people are using the individual toy pieces as positives. And this is a very charming hard plastic 35mm, I think is what the listing said. Variation on it. He's absolutely gorgeous. Fell in love with it the second I saw the listing. Probably back in October. And finally decided I had to see it in person, especially with that gorgeous green. Can't go wrong. He looks even better sitting here in front of me. Beautiful luminous look to the plastic that is so unique to the 1950s and very early 1960s. They never quite had that luminous sheen to them ever again. And I wanted to look, for instance, at the differencing in the styling of the pistol. This guy's got more of a blunderbuss end in yellow on his pistol. Feels smooth. And, you know, it should be expected that when stuff is resized, there's slight changes, because they're not just, you know, they can't just digitally compress the mold. They had to do a whole new sculpt for it. And quite often, things would get simplified a little bit. Or at least that's the perception that I'm looking at it, you know, as an artist with a background in sculpture and plastics fabrication. I'm trying to think, when I look at these things, I think how would I have been making this in our plastics workshop or as a sculpture project. When I was going through the box just a minute ago, here it is. I do have another Broken Gun Crew dude here in this lavender that could be very tastefully and minimally altered with some acrylics that would just come right off. These won't get touched, and they'll be used as photographic subjects and as things for me to have up on my shelf to look at and think about. Some alien dude with a beak taking people out with his Raygun. What kind of a sick, inhuman monster am I? So this thing turned up early in the fall, I think. Not my collection at all. I'm just in awe of it. Because Captain Video isn't mentioned at all, we can presume it's from 1956 or later, after the show had gone off the air. Lido still would have had the toy molds and needed to make money off them. As premiums for breakfast cereal, it's a pretty wholesome way to move a few units. From the box, we learn that someone cooked up the name Satellite Men for the group and then came up with individual names for the figures, which I think the 8-year-old in me would have sort of said, too. We also learned that the attributes for the group was just over 2 inches tall, cast in soft plastic in a bronze color, and it turns out I've got a specimen in my collection of just that kind of a make. Though it is still likely correct to refer to the figures in general as Captain Video figures, and I'm wondering what's up with the names. Is that Kellogg's just being cute, or did that date back to the Captain Video era? We learned that our recent arrival has the name Shizen, which sounds like something Snoop Dogg would say. For the most part, the names are uninspired, unpronounceable, random letters put together, which to me looks suspiciously like an advertising designer having a fun day after a second cup of coffee. The big guy here, apparently named the robot, comes out somewhat better with his name. The inner 8-year-old in me sneers at the name, but that's what it is. Is the one that always gets mistaken for a plastic wrap spaceman in a similar pose. You ready for sandwiches with Snoop and Martha Stewart? The cold launching a missile the hard way is an interstellar space villain who used to be a disgraced ship's captain, and here probably sets the record for the most broken guns in space toy history. The rocket is also a breathtaking sight for any collector of space toys. Too bad Lido never pursued it. The way that the artwork itself was thought out is absolutely masterful. What a great piece of Americana, and I am envious of whoever owns that.
Miles and miles and miles.